What's up, y'all? So, I figured I'd tell y'all a little story. Haven't really got much feedback on my previous story, first time smoking weed, but figured I'd give y'all another one because I like doing these videos, I like sharing my experiences. Um, this is gonna be like a big step from what uh, the last story was, but so today's story, if you didn't read the title, which I'm pretty sure you did, is first time tripping on acid. Now this, holy shit, guys, this story is insane. So, so I guess I'll just start off with my plug that I got posted on a story. It was like, tap in with me if you want acid. I had never tried it before, so I was like, oh shit, I want to try that because I'd always wanted to try it. I always want to see what tripping was like. And I tried tripping on nutmeg beforehand, but it didn't ever work because, you know, it's nutmeg. It never really worked for me, but I just can't take enough because it's disgusting. But yeah, but the plug is on a story, says, hey, you want acid? Tap in with me. So I hit him up. I was already buying a vape from him. And I was like, yo, like, do you have the acid now? He was like, yeah, I got it now. I was like, okay, well, can I get like 2 tabs in this vape? He was like, yeah. So I ended up spending about 85 bucks because the vape I was getting was like, he was charging, I got taxed, y'all. It was like 40 bucks a tab, but it was gel tabs, so they were potent as fuck. So I got two. I was going to do one and then save the other one for another time. So all day, goes by. I'm like, yeah, can I get this? He says he'll be there soon. But the thing was, my dad wanted to watch a movie. It was about 7 o'clock at night, I think. We started watching the movie. I remember we were watching Scarface. It was the first time I'd ever seen Scarface. And we were watching it. My plug is texting me throughout the entire thing. I was like, yo, can you just leave the shit in the mailbox? Because I put the money in the mailbox to prep to see, because my dad wanted to watch a movie. So put the money in the mailbox. I was like, yo, can you just leave the stuff in the mailbox and take the money? He was like, yeah, for sure, for sure. And I made him, I was like, please don't steal because, like, I've had that happen to me before where I try and buy something and then, they'd steal the money out of the mailbox. So he's like, yeah, for sure. So he gets there about maybe 10 o'clock at night, puts it in the mailbox, and I was asking him to send me a picture. He was like, oh, I'm already gone, man. So I was already starting to get a little bit sketched out. I was a little bit scared. So the movie ends. My dad was about to go to bed. Well, we got halfway through the movie. We're going to watch the next part the next day. So I asked him to put the money in there. He apparently does it. No, not the money, the drugs in there. So my dad asked me to take the dogs out to the back. So I run outside. I put the dogs out in the backyard and I run around the house to the gate so I can get to the front yard to the mailbox. I open the mailbox. The acid is in a little piece of tin. It was like the tin foil was like that big, and I take it out. I take out my vape. I'm so excited. I stick the vape in my waistband, the acid in my pocket, and I let the dogs in. I look normal. I told my dad good night. I went upstairs to the bathroom. I opened the vape. I was checking it out. Oh, that's so nice. And then I opened the acid, and it was the tiniest. It was tiny little gel tabs. I didn't know how small they were. I thought they were gonna be like the size of paper tabs, like a little bigger. But they were tiny. So I go to my room. I'm contemplating on whether to do it that night, but I'm on the phone with one of my friends. So he doesn't know about this though. So I just pop the tab. I pop one tab. I have to cut it because it's a gel. I tried to rip it apart and it was like stretching and stuff. I was like, oh shit. So I got like a little sword and I cut the. Excuse me. I cut the 2 tabs in half. I popped one of them, stuck the other one back in the tin foil, and put it in my little mini fridge. So I'm waiting. I'm on the phone with my friend. We're talking, and I was actually teaching him about drugs because he knows nothing about it. And so Uh, while goes by, about like an hour, I'm not feeling anything. I'm not feeling shit at all. So I'm like, you know what? And I got off the phone with my friend. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna pop the other one to see if it'll, kick in faster. So I popped the other tab. So I popped 2 gel tabs my first time doing it. And I was alone, keep in mind. I was all by myself in my room. And I and I also hit the dab pin too. So I hit the dab pin. I think that's what made it kick in faster. I turned off my lights. I was just gonna lay down, watch a movie or something until it kicked in. And holy shit, whenever I hit the dab pin, about 15 minutes later, I was laughing my ass off at nothing. I have so many videos of me on it. If you want to see those, I'll make a whole compilation. Just like the video, comment if you want it. But dude, it was insane. I hit the dab pin, just got sent to Narnia. Okay, I was out of it. Kept laughing. I kept laughing. I don't remember if I was getting visuals at this point. I think I was, but I was laughing so hard. I just kept looking around, and everything was. It looked like a spiral on everything. It looked like it had a spiral design on the wall. Like you see this wall here. Imagine the wall kind of in spirals, but like different spirals along the wall. And I was laying in bed, and I looked up at my blinds on my window, and they looked like snakes. The blinds looked like they were wiggling, like like this almost. But it was like each blind. It was so weird. And I just kept filming myself talking about the experience, and then I called one of my friends, and apparently I was just talking my head off, just like, oh, this is crazy, like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, this is so much stronger, like, you've never had anything like this, and just sending a whole bunch of videos to my friends, and my friend had to go, so I was just alone in my room, just looking around, checking everything out. And I remember on the TV there was Ant Farm, but it was just a paused image. So like this image is just gonna be forever in my head as the first time I tripped. But I was looking at it, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. But I guess the best way I could describe the walls, like how your walls, if you have drywall, how they kind of have those design on it, like little ripples, like where the paint comes out. It looked like the walls had been washed with a wet rag, but it wasn't wet. So like the design on it was like streaking out, and it was had still had like that spiraling effect kind of to it. So it was the weirdest thing ever. So I just kept, you know, I was tripping so hard, and then I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, but I was too scared to walk out. But I eventually built up the courage and I went into the bathroom. And how my bathroom works, you walk in and the mirror is right in front of you. And then you'll take a right, and then the shower's right there, and then the toilet's right there. And it's just like a big wall. So I was looking in the mirror, and my face looked like it had a Snapchat filter on it. Like my eyes were bigger than they were, and my mouth, and I just looked red, and it was so crazy. Like, oh my god. and I and I remember I stuck my finger to the mirror, and it looked like the mirror was like absorbing my finger. That was a bad angle, but it looked like the mirror was like absorbing my finger, and it was like I was like, whoa. So I just kept poking the mirror, and I tried to piss, and I was pissing, and then I went back to the mirror, and I just stood there for like 15 minutes just looking at it. Then I was like, oh yeah, I gotta go back to my room. So I went back into my room. I was chilling, just watching TV, and the trip calmed down. Like I think I was peaking at this point. I don't know, but it felt like I was able to talk more than the beginning of the trip. So I was sending videos to my friends. I was like, yo, this is so crazy, And I was watching TV and stuff, and I just remember thinking like, I had no idea what I was getting myself into because I thought that tripping on acid would just be like feeling high on weed, but with just like a little bit of visuals. But it was like an entire new mindset. Like it was insane, and I kept giving these like little motivational speeches about life and stuff. It was so crazy. It was so weird. But just kept giving these motivational speeches and stuff, and I stayed up all night to do this. So I was just, looking around, and I remember pulling up my comforter, and it looked like my comforter was breathing on me, and I was like, whoa. And I remember I was on the phone, and I was like, my blanket is breathing. And it was the craziest thing. My blanket was breathing. I looked at my floor. I was laying on the floor with like my head on the carpet, just like looking at the carpet, and every little individual thing on the carpet was like growing and then going back and growing, and it was the craziest experience. So I turn on the movie, Half Baked, and I'm watching it, and I just get to the scene where, the scene where Eddie's in jail. They try out the new weed that they got from the hospital, and they start floating. And I felt like I was in the movie and I was floating with them. And then I just remember thinking, like, Half Baked is not a movie about weed, it's about acid. Like, just everything was about acid to me, and everything I thought of was just everything revolved around acid. And I was just, oh my god, this is so crazy. And I just kept, telling everybody how much they meant to me, and, all this crazy shit. And coming near the end of the trip, it was about maybe 5 hours in, because I remember I started feeling it around 1, maybe. So I was thinking I was about like 4 or 5 hours in the morning time. I just kept listening to music, and it felt like I was in just a black room. Just like, imagine the biggest, like an infinite space, but it's just all black, and you can feel the music. I remember specifically, I was listening to the song Dragged by Corbin. I don't remember I was listening to the song Dragged, and it just felt like I was in the music. Music is just so amazing whenever you're tripping, but I was listening to it. I was having an amazing time, and I could see the sun come up, and outside looked crazy. I opened my window up, and I could like see everything outside as the sun coming up, like growing, and it just looked like the most beautiful piece of nature I'd ever seen. We have like a little river behind the house, and I was just like in awe at how amazing it was, and I was just so amazed with everything. And I was and like it was coming near the end of the trip, and I remember just getting so upset because it was ending. I was on the phone with my friend, and I was like, "Man, I'm so sad, Like after this, I feel like my head was just so clear. I felt like I was trying to get to a point for so long, and I finally got to that point, if that makes sense. But it was insane. So it's coming near the end of the trip. I'm just, vibing to music, and coming down is the worst thing on a psychedelic. It's so bad because, or at least for acid for me, because whenever I was coming down, it felt like my jaw was metal, like not heavy, just like sharp. It felt like everything was sharp, and it was like 7 in the morning. I remember I took a picture, on there's a windscreen on your window. I had my camera focused just on the windscreen, but in the background you could see the sun coming up, and it had a bunch of colors on it. And I took the picture, and on it I wrote "inner peace," and I still have the picture. I have all the videos. I have everything of me just going crazy on acid. It was the craziest experience, but it came down. I was coming down the rest of the day. It was pretty crazy. I remember whenever the sun was fully up, it was like 7. I could still get like very minor visuals, but yeah, it was insane. So I guess that's pretty much it. That's all the story of the first time I did acid. I bet I'm leaving out a lot. Like there's a lot that happened, but man, it was insane. So let me know if you want the videos of me tripping, and let me know if you want more stories like this, because I have a lot of them. I got a lot of stories, a lot of crazy ones. Greening out, mushrooms, just a bunch of stuff. So yeah, let me know, and I hope you guys enjoyed the story. So peace out.